Before we get into the video, could everyone please subscribe to my Endless Diary Tales channel? Thank you so much. The early labor pains started as a dull ache in my stomach. It wasn't long before they became more intense. Mark, my husband, was with me when it began, but then he received a call. It was from his lover, Emily, who was also experiencing signs of early labor. Without hesitation, Mark left me to be by her side. My daughter, Lily, was born shortly after. The moment she arrived, she was immediately taken to the neonatal intensive care unit. Mark tried to comfort me, saying, "At least our daughter survived, didn't she?" Emily almost lost her life. Later, a fire broke out. Both my daughter and Emily's son, Ben, were trapped inside. Mark didn't think twice. He rushed in and saved Ben first. My daughter, Lily, was left in the flames. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself back on the day of the fire. "Mom, I'm going out to play with Ben," Lily said, my precious daughter waving at me. It was a vivid memory, the day the fire took her from me. I had lost her completely. The pain was unbearable and I couldn't breathe. I rushed to hold Lily tightly, trembling. "Baby, please don't leave Mama," I begged, lost in anguish. Lily's little hand gently patted my back. Her voice was innocent yet soothing. "Mommy, are you okay? I won't go. I'll stay and keep you company. Don't cry. I'll never leave you." It all felt so real. I had been given another chance. It was as if heaven had taken pity on me and brought me back before the tragedy struck. "Lily, Ben is calling for you outside," I heard. I hugged Lily tighter, a feeling of dread washing over me. On this same day in my previous life, Ben had come over to ask Lily to play. I hadn't thought much of it then. Who could have known they would play with fire, leading to such a terrible tragedy? Ben had abandoned Lily, leaving her alone in the inferno. Mark had risked his life to enter the fire, but he had emerged with Ben, not our daughter, Lily. My heart seethed with hatred. I glanced upstairs where Mark was in his study. I whispered to Lily, "Go tell Ben you want to stay home with Mommy." Lily nodded her little head, ran to the door and said, "Ben, I'm not going out to play. I want to keep Mommy company." "Fine, whatever, I'll go by myself," Ben shrugged. Lily ran back to comfort me. "Mom, are you feeling better? Let me take care of you." I held her close, feeling warmth and strength flood my heart. My baby was by my side, alive and safe, unlike before when I had seen just her charred remains. Little Lily, still and lifeless. I had knelt by her, my heart breaking into pieces. At that moment I had wished it had been me who had died. But where was Mark? The father of my child had wrapped his arms around Emily and Ben as if they were his true family. I was enraged and pushed them away. "Mark, your daughter is dead. Lily is gone. What are you doing? Why didn't you save her? She was your daughter." His face was smeared from the smoke, a faint look of pain in his eyes. "Sarah, what's done is done. Maybe we weren't meant to have Lily with us." His words, so detached, drove me to slap him hard. "Mark, I should have been you." Little Ben burst into tears. Mark frowned deeply, scolding me loudly. "Sarah, you're scaring Ben." I heard the whispers around me. "His daughter died, and he doesn't seem bothered. Looks like that Ben is his real kid." Glaring at Mark, I saw him take Ben and leave, murmuring, "Ben, it's okay." Emily, watching Mark, then sneered in my ear. "People are right, you know. Mark cares so much for Ben. In all these years, Sarah never suspected anything. You're stupid. It's good that your daughter died, making room for Ben, right? He needs a dad too. Your daughter enjoyed a father's love for 4 years. It's time to give Ben what she owed him." "I told Ben to play with fire," she continued. "I said run after starting the fire. Your daughter owed my son, and I took what was rightfully his. How could I not have seen it all these years?" The truth had come from Emily herself. Looking at her smug smile, anger boiled inside me. I sank into depression while Mark stayed with Emily and Ben. I wanted to die to find Lily, but I couldn't die just like that. So I called Mark and asked him to come home and to bring Emily and Ben. I said I wanted a final talk to end everything. They came. I locked the door and turned on the gas. Flames engulfed everything. I heard their screams and I laughed. "Lily, Mommy avenged you. Let them make it up to you where they're headed." Emily had only told Ben to play with fire. She hadn't directly told him it was to harm Lily. So Lily had gone off with him, and Ben had still gone. Kids are drawn to playing with fire and water. The fire had started in the garage in our complex, leaving Lily with the babysitter. I stood outside and saw Ben really head into the garage. Soon there was a loud explosion, and then the fire erupted. This time, what about Ben? That little monster had set the fire that killed my daughter. I didn't care about protecting minors. If you harm my child, you pay. Oh no, where's the fire coming from? Emily rushed over from next door. Sarah, how can you just stand there? Call 911 for the fire department now. I tore my eyes from the garage and looked at Emily standing next to me. Why didn't you call the cops? There's no need to make a call. There's a water truck right here in our community. It'll be there soon. The firefighters should arrive quickly too, since we're in a fancy neighborhood. Emily had moved here with Ben 2 years ago. I knew about her and Mark, but I just saw them as regular friends. As a mom, I had always looked out for her. As a single mom, it's not easy raising a kid alone. And how had she repaid me? The firefighters will be here soon, Emily. The fire's really big, right? No one's inside, right? If someone is, they probably didn't make it. Emily burst out laughing. I frowned, staring at her coldly. Emily quickly straightened up. Sorry, I'm not being mean. It's just if there was someone in there, they'd be toast. I just hope no one's that unlucky. Not necessarily, I said. Mom, Lily ran out. Mom, is there a fire? I know you call 911 when there's a fire. Lily. Emily's sharp voice. Ice cut Lily off. Why are you home? Weren't you out playing with Ben? So Lily had stayed with me. Ben had gone out to play on his own. The color drained visibly from Emily's face. She looked scared. I suppressed the almost sick pleasure in my heart and asked her with a smile, where did Ben go to play? Ben, please don't let anything happen to you, Ben. Getting her own kid to start a fire just for some semblance of fatherly affection. Only Emily, that nutcase, would do something like that. I turned to look inside at a dad like Mark. Who needs him? Mark must have gotten a call from Emily because he rushed out shortly after. I blocked his path, pretending to be worried and anxious. What's going on? Usually the calm, composed type, he was clearly rattled. There's a fire. And I'm worried someone might be inside. I'm going to check. I stepped aside with Lily. Sure, go ahead. Then I called the babysitter to watch Lily. The scary scene wasn't something Lily should see. When I got over there, Mark had already run into the burning building. Emily was crying and screaming, begging him to save Ben. I stood not far away, coldly observing it all. In less than 10 minutes, Mark came out with Ben in his arms. Mark's face was ashy black, his hair singed, much like in the last life. Ben in his arms was unconscious, clothed in tatters with severe burns all over. Emily screamed, running over. Ben! Don't scare Mommy, please. You have to be okay, Ben. Emily, what are you saying? Mark questioned angrily. You told Ben to start the fire. Then she fumbled to deny it. No, I didn't. She burst into tears. Ben's like this, and you're asking pointless questions. Call an ambulance. And he said ominously, if anything happens to Ben, you and I are done. The crowd was dispersing. Mark clutched Ben tightly and walked quickly, with Emily trailing behind. I heard neighbors chatting nearby. Poor kid. Emily's only got one kid. What if something happens to him? Will she lose it? Mark's such a good guy. Someone who didn't know better might think they were a family of 3. Don't say that. His wife's right here. Just as Mark and Emily passed by with Ben, hearing the neighbor's words, Mark paused, looked at me, and a flash of something crossed his eyes. The neighbor apologized to me. I smiled, unbothered. No worries, my husband has a kind heart. He's always looked out for Emily and her son. He treats Ben like his own. That's what he should do. Weak people need our help and compassion. Don't you think so, honey? Mark nodded. You're right. Emily was going nuts. Mark, is now the time to be chit-chatting with her? Take Ben to the hospital. Mark, holding the unconscious Ben, hurried to the car. Emily followed suit. As we finished dinner, Lily asked, Mom, aren't we waiting for Dad? Isn't today supposed to be his day off? Did he go to work again? Daddy's busy. Isn't it nice enough with just me? I'll be right there with you. Okay, Mom. Sitting with Lily, watching her cheeks puff as she ate brought tears to my eyes. I was so glad Lily was still here. Mark didn't come back. I was actually relieved he didn't hold Lily. I couldn't fall asleep. Having her warmth was reassuring, but I was scared. Scared it was a dream I'd wake up from and Lily would be gone. The next morning, Lily woke up and snuggled closer. "Mom, can we sleep together every night from now on?" After breakfast, I took Lily to school, watching her small figure grow smaller as she walked away. I felt a sense of emptiness, but I knew this wasn't a dream. Lily was really back with me. I couldn't just stay by Lily's side. For our future, there was so much I needed to do. I hadn't slept all night, but I was still full of energy. As soon as I got to the office, Mark's assistant John rushed to find me. "Vice President, where's the president? I can't reach him, and the other company representatives are already here. Mark won't be around for a while. I'll take over that project," I said. "Give me the information, and I'll meet the representatives." John frowned. "But the president values this project. It's a major focus for this year." I smirked. "What, you think I'm not qualified for such a big project or not capable enough?" "Vice President, that's not what I meant." I didn't give him a hard time. Since I couldn't reach Mark, I called Emily instead. It took a while for her to pick up, and when she did, her tired voice had a hint of resentment. "Sarah, what do you want calling me now? Are you happy? Ben's in trouble." I might have thought she was being too suspicious, but now I couldn't deny I was a bit happy. I just couldn't show it. "What are you talking about, Emily? Why would you think that? What do you need?" I asked, pretending to be concerned. "How's Ben doing? You were there. Why ask me?" It was brutal, yet compared to what happened to Lily in my past life, Ben's injuries weren't much. I got to the point. "Mark's assistant can't reach him. There's stuff happening at the office. Let him pick up his phone." "Seriously?" Emily yelled, crying. "Sarah, right now what's most important to Mark is Ben. Who cares about the company?" John heard this and quickly said, "Since the president can't come back now, that's that. Ben is the priority." Emily hung up and I put my phone away. Coldly I asked John, "You know Emily and Ben?" "I've been with the president for years. Emily's a friend of his, so yeah, I know her." So it wasn't just Mark and Emily keeping things from me, but John too. What about Mark's parents? Every time they brought gifts, there was something for Ben too. They had said, "Emily is raising a kid on her own. We watched her grow up, we help where we can." A chill ran through me. Calming myself, I continued, "You heard what she said. Mark's at the hospital with Ben. He's got no time to meet the representatives. Hand over the project information to me." "Yes." John nodded and went to get the documents. While I was flipping through them, Mark called me. "Sarah, my phone just charged. You called earlier. The lead for the major project is here." John came to me. "I knew you were with Ben and couldn't leave, so I'll handle the project." "Are you sure?" Mark sounded worried and a bit exhausted, probably also up all night. "So what now?" I asked, troubled. "Can you come back? How's Ben?" I added, "Actually, I think you'd better come back. No matter how close you are to Emily, this project's worth billions for the company. Isn't the company's business important too?" "Sarah, I really can't come back now. Ben is in serious trouble." "I'm counting on you." I sighed deeply. "Fine, Sarah. Emily and I grew up together. I can't ignore her right now, especially with Ben so young. He was born the same day as Lily. Imagine if it was Lily." Mark was still trying to explain. I cut him off sharply. "Are you out of your mind, Mark? Comparing our daughter to this?" Mark said urgently, "All right, I get it. Trust me with the company stuff and take care of Ben." I hung up. Mark had dared to bring up Lily and Ben being born on the same day. Lily was born a month before her due date. I had been so careful during my pregnancy and even had a medical team my parents had hired. I had followed all the doctor's orders. I remembered that day clearly. Mark's mom was visiting and had made fish soup for me. She had called me downstairs to have it. On my way down, I had slipped and fallen hard. There was blood everywhere. Mark's mom had only screamed from the side. It was the maid who had called the ambulance and phoned Mark to come right away. Mark had gotten there before the ambulance and then taken a call from Emily. He had hung up and told me, "Sarah, Emily's showing signs of preterm labor. She's alone. I have to go be with her." Through the pain, I had grabbed Mark's shirt. Mark, save our child. Mark had looked deep into my eyes, pried my hands off, and walked away without looking back. It wasn't the first time he had prioritized Emily over me, his wife. That moment my heart had died. Lily had gone straight to the NICU after birth. I was bedridden. Mark had visited only the next day. Seeing my cold stare, he had said, "Our daughter's alive, isn't she?" Emily almost died. Remembering that still made me want to slap him and kick him. Thinking about it, could it be Mark's mom had set up my fall? She had been wiping down the stairs again with a dry cloth after cleaning. No way I had just slipped. It sucked we hadn't had cameras in the living room back then, so there was no way to prove anything. But seriously, I was starting to think Mark's mom had something to do with it. After I'd gotten pregnant, she had tricked me into going to Hong Kong to find out the baby's gender. When she had realized it was a girl, she had been so let down. Back then, I had just thought she was all about boys, but knowing now Ben was her grandson, I was wondering if she had never wanted Lily to be born so everything Mark had would just go to Ben. There was no way to really prove any of this now, but this time around I wouldn't let anyone take what was Lily's even a tiny bit. After picking Lily up from school, I brought her straight to my parents' place. I told them everything and asked them to look into Mark and Emily. Not just this project, huh? I respect your choice. Head to HR to settle your pay +1. Relax, you've contributed a lot. I won't shortchange you. I looked down, done with him. Vice President, I grabbed my folder and stood. Meeting adjourned. I had let that guy go, but I wasn't thrilled. He was just one. Even if I cleaned house, the company still belonged to Mark. I needed the shareholders to lose faith in him. After letting a few more of Mark's loyalists go, he finally came back to the company. Over at Ben's end, things had calmed down a bit. I'll handle the project myself. You've worked hard during this time. I handed him all the files you should have returned ages ago. Oh, I fired a few people, they didn't respect me. If you want them back, fine, even though they don't see me as the president's wife and the vice president. But I'm not dealing with this project anymore. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm not planning on bringing them back. I spoiled them. Mark could only say so much. I was surprised, though. I thought he wouldn't do me this favor. I headed back to the office. Mark took the files and walked out. I called him back. Mark, let's take Lily out for dinner tonight. You haven't spent much time with her. She misses you. Mark turned around and nodded. That evening, we took Lily to her favorite restaurant. Don't be fooled by Lily being only 4. She's quite the picky eater. Mark, wipe Lily's mouth, would you? Look at how she's eating, I said with a smile. Mark immediately took out a napkin and wiped the mouth of Lily, who sat in her booster seat. I clasped my hands together, rested my chin on them, and watched the scene with a big smile. That moment got captured. The photo spread quickly in the newspapers and online. The next afternoon during a meeting, Mark got a call from Emily. Mark, what's this about? Ben's struggling and you're not there for him? Enjoying a meal with your daughter, huh? Fallen for Sarah, have you? You better get to the hospital or I'll storm your office and let Sarah know Ben's your son. I'm on my way. Mark hung up. His face was heavy, dark clouds looming. I couldn't hear exactly what Emily had said over the phone, but I could guess it. That's why I had people take and spread the photo of our little family. Mark, where are you going? The head is still here. If there's anything after I present my part, I'll help you since I'll be done with this project soon. I can completely let it go. Mark looked at me for a bit, sighed and said, Sarah, you should take over this project. I took a sharp breath, feigning surprise and anger, raising my voice. Don't be silly, Mark. They're all here. You're going back on your word. That was enough to say the head didn't look happy at all. Mark moved to apologize, chuckling coldly. I said, It's all right, Mark. You must have something more important. Just go handle it. After all, we've signed the contract. I can't break it, can I? I really have an emergency. I sincerely apologize. The head didn't speak to him further. He turned to me instead. Sarah, let's continue. Or Mark. He had someone go abroad to find that man planning to do a paternity test with Ben. When this blows up, let's see how he explains it to the company's shareholders. I thought about it and said, Dad, then let's stir it up. Wait for my update. Dad spent some money to get Ben's DNA profile. A match with Mark? No father-son relation there after all. Mark, oh Mark, you turned your life into a joke just like I did in my past life. I got ready and found some time to visit Ben. When I showed up at the hospital with a fruit basket and flowers, Mark and Emily were fighting. Do you think if I stay at the hospital constantly, Ben will wake up? All you think about is the company. What about Ben? What's going on here? Mark then rushed over to me. Sarah, why are you here? Why didn't you tell me? I've been really busy and I finally made some time today. I handed the fruit and flowers to Emily. Sorry, Emily, don't blame me. How's Ben doing? You came to laugh at me, right? Emily said. Why talk to Sarah like that? Mark intervened. Emily, calm down. I turned to Mark. You should head back to the office. I'll stay with her. We're friends after all. I should lend a hand. Emily clearly didn't want Mark to leave, but Mark was too exhausted, both physically and mentally. His supposed son was in the ICU fighting for his life, and Emily wasn't making it easy either. Love and romance are all good until reality hits. Mark left. Emily took a deep breath, then coldly said, Leave, I don't need you. I chuckled. Don't get me wrong. I'm just checking if your son is dead yet. Emily looked shocked, eyes wide. What did you just say? Lily's fine. Your son though, he's on his way out. Karma. You know. I grabbed her wrist and shook it off. Save your strength for your fights with Mark. With your son in this state, do you think he'll still care about you too? You know, such a selfish man, splitting between two families. When one side fails, he switches back to the other. They're so business-minded, huh? How do you know all this? Once in Lily too, now it's their turn to go. I won't let Mark come over anymore. He'll listen to me because your son's toast. I turned and left. After saying that, Emily screamed and lunged at me, but I just turned and pushed her to the ground. With a cold gaze, I walked off. Emily's yelling and swearing echoed behind me for quite some time. Once home, I confronted Mark. He gripped my arm tightly. Sarah, forgive me. From now on, I'll be there for you and Lily, okay? I know you still love me and don't want to break up. I promise I won't see them again. Internally, I laughed. This guy was beyond selfish. I had thought he loved Emily and Ben. Turns out he just loved himself. Okay, I'll give you a chance. Mark really stopped going to the hospital and even blocked Emily's number. He also hired people to control Emily. He even wanted to throw Emily and Ben out of the country, but my people stopped him. Secretly, they even helped Emily make it to his company. Caused quite the scandal. Media that had been tipped off flooded. In setting the stage for a big dramatic scene, Mark, you're heartless. Fine. I'll show everyone your true face now. Mark, you're just a cheating jerk. I even gave you a son. You said you'd leave everything to him. Now that he's in trouble, you've gone back to your wife and daughter. Mark's people restrained Emily and threw out the media, but the news still got out. The group's stock prices plummeted. I took the chance to scoop up scattered shares and told Dad that Ben's real dad should make an appearance. Meanwhile, I was at the shareholders' meeting. Mark's dad sat up front looking grim. The shareholders all spoke up. You need to give us an explanation, Chairman. I moved to dismiss Mark from all his duties at the company. I didn't have to say a word, just watch. Mark's dad was so furious he was almost having a heart attack. Then news came from outside. Chairman, there's a man claiming to be Ben's father. He demands Mark take responsibility for his son. After an awkward silence, Mark abruptly stood up. I hurried to assist Mark's dad. Dad, let's see what's going on in front of the company. The media gathered again. Ben's biological father had a booming voice, demanding Mark compensate him for his son. Mark angrily questioned, Who are you? I'm Ben's dad. Oh right, the main character should make an entrance now. I had Emily brought over. She was startled when she saw Ben's dad. Felix, what are you doing here? Felix, red-eyed, rushed at Emily and grabbed her hair. Give me back my son. You said we'd use Ben to get some money out of Mark, maybe even take over the company. Now look, nothing happened and Ben's almost dead. Give me back my son. He threw Emily to the ground and started kicking her, then charged at Mark. Give me back my son. Mark's eyes turned red. Emily, you damn liar. Whose son is Ben anyway? Emily broke down crying, unable to speak a word. The two men started fighting. Mark's dad got so worked up he collapsed on the ground, having a seizure. The scene became chaotic. Mark's dad was rushed to the hospital where he had a stroke and ended up paralyzed. He could only sit in a wheelchair, barely able to speak, drooling when he tried. Things got so out of hand and the whole company became a national joke. Not only did the stock price drop, but people in the business circles scorned us. Mark went crazy and confronted Emily and Ben's dad, finally figuring out Ben wasn't his child. That's when I stepped in, planning to divorce Mark. He had cheated first. I argued and wanted custody of Lily. Mark refused to divorce, begging for another chance. How could I give him one? He took all his anger out on Emily, not even bothering to see his own faults, and ended up driving his car to kill Emily and Ben's dad. We got word from the hospital that Ben had passed away too after being taken into custody. Mark came to grips with everything and began regretting his actions, saying he hadn't meant to kill them. He had just been overwhelmed by anger, but the law isn't something he can control. The company was in disarray, so I stepped up to take charge. Mark's mom begged me not to divorce him, saying I was their only hope. Otherwise, the shareholders wouldn't spare them. I looked at her coldly. That day, I had a premature birth. It was you on the stairs, wasn't it? Her face went pale. It doesn't matter if you admit it or not. You have nothing now. I won't let Lily acknowledge you. Think about your future. As for your son, I chuckled coldly. He won't be able to take care of you. She tried lunging at me, but I pushed her aside. She ended up sitting on the ground, crying. On my way out, I got a call from the police station. Mark wanted to see me. I went. Mark was hurt, his head wrapped in bandages, being held in the detention ward. When he saw me, he tried to come over, but the police held him back. He wasn't the handsome man he used to be. His face was all snot and tears, really disgusting. Sarah, I get it now. Are you doing this because I didn't save Lily? I was stunned. Mark had somehow gotten his memories from a past life, but so what? I sneered. If you know, then you should just die. Clearly, I turned and walked out. Behind me, Mark was shouting. Sarah, I was wrong. I was wrong. I love you, Sarah. I agreed to the marriage because I loved you. I love Lily too. Don't worry, I'll reincarnate too. And next time I'll treat you and our daughter well. Mark was sentenced to death. His dad was still in the hospital, drooling. As for his mom, I had plenty of ways to handle her, but I didn't. Better to let it go. I just sent her to the countryside. I've completely taken over the company, and I'll also get my dad's company back on track. It's all for Lily after all. After a long day's work, I came home. Mom, Lily ran up to me and hugged me, pouting. Mom, Grandpa cheated. I glanced at the Monopoly board on the coffee table, then at my dad, pressing my lips together in resignation. When I was little, my dad had taught me how to play mahjong, and once I had learned, he'd started cheating. Now with Lily, it was happening again, but at least he hadn't taught her mahjong. My mom and the housekeeper came out of the kitchen. Stop playing, go wash your hands and eat. My dad went to pick Lily up. All right then, I'll forgive Grandpa, Lily said, opening her arms. Watching my dad take Lily to wash her hands, I felt warm inside. Everything was just as it should be. Everything was meant to be like this.